Hi, I'm Chris Lyons from Sedgefield Harriers. I'm standing outside the parish hall in Sedgefield. Tonight there's an open meeting where the community is going to discuss the dispersal of some funds for investment in Sedgefield. I'm here to represent the Harriers and outline our case for a proper training track in Sedgefield. The Harriers has hundreds of young people who are coming through our doors or down to the field where we train at the moment every week, getting into sport, getting away from the sofa, getting fit, getting healthy and starting to perform really well. They're enjoying their sport, they're getting really good at it, and for the next stage of the development of those youngsters and our club, we really need a proper running track in Sedgefield. Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for coming along tonight to support our presentation to this open meeting of Sedgefield Town Council. We all know why we're here. I think you've got the t-shirts. The club is young, but we've already come a huge distance. But to take that next step in our development and the development of our young people in terms of performance and participation, and for other clubs in the village and the surrounding area, we need a proper training track in Sedgefield. The demand is here, the need is here, and we want to start the process of getting the funding together and the permissions to get that track here in Sedgefield. So tonight it's all about
former Olympian and Teesside girl. I'm here to back the track and really get behind Sedgefield Harriers, a fantastic club that brings the kids from little tots all the way through, a real great community club, and obviously really do want to support their bid in getting a track in Sedgefield. So get on board and back the track.
Alison Kirbishley, a former athlete. Sedgefield and athletics, well, I've been a runner all my life. When I was a kid though, there wasn't really any group or any organisation there to nurture or to run with. There were other people with much more talent than me, people like Gary Hetherington, who was an elite athlete, who had to go and represent other clubs, who had to wear the Durham vest or the Middlesbrough and Cleveland vest. That's all changed, and it's all changed in the last 10 years. Sedgefield Harriers was founded in 2005, and there were 7 original members. There are now 94 adults, we're approaching 100 rapidly, 150 juniors and 50 minis. They're running, jumping, throwing, performing together, enjoying the sport, competing. In 2011, the club was awarded the accolade of England Athletics Club Development Club of the Year, UK Athletics Club of the Year. So we've made enormous progress, but we've reached a stage where we need something else. We need a track, we need a running track, a proper training track for people in Sedgefield and the surrounding area to encourage participation and talent development. Located at Sedgefield Community College, with a governing body approved synthetic surface, with jumps and throws facilities and low-level floodlighting. Now, to give you an idea of what that track might look like, it's something like this. It's actually a really modest facility. We're not talking about a stadium, we're talking about a training track, and let's get that very clear from the start. The key steps on our journey for a track are identifying a demand and a need for the facility, which we believe we have, and I'll show you further evidence of that. Completing a feasibility study, which we've done. Acquiring the support of the college and Amber, who manage the facility there, which we've done. Establishing the capital costs, which we believe are £450,000 or thereabouts overall. Putting together a long-term management plan about how the track would be maintained and looked after over a long period of time. That we have in our back pocket, and that Harriers have made commitments in terms of servicing and looking after the track for a long period of time. And a planning permission, following a public consultation which we will undertake next month, we will be making putting in for outline planning permission to Durham County Council in the spring, in April. And we've spoken to the planning policy manager, Gavin Scott, who said he would welcome a proposal for a track on that site. And we hope that we could have work beginning on the site in spring next year. We're bidding, as you will see from the documentation, for £80,000, which is a significant amount of the pot, but we believe the scale of what we're trying to achieve justifies that and justifies it many times over. It also, we believe, leaves a significant amount still in the pot for other deserving projects in the village. But what we can do is deliver something that will have a huge positive impact on the lives of thousands of people over longer than a generation. So why should you support this project? Well, don't listen to me first, listen to this gentleman.
Well, I'm here to obviously lend my support to the Back the Track campaign for Sedgefield Harriers. I know how important having a good facility is. When I first started my running career, Jarrow and Hebburn, we had a pretty rotten ash track, which was kind of okay, but it was something which thankfully, partly through my success, we were able to get some funding together, and it provided then a real catalyst for not only helping me train to do all the things I went on to do, but also we got more and more kids coming along, and to this day that track now is used I think on about 100 days of the year, not only by the local athletics club, which we'd hope this would be, but by schools, by companies who want to have their sports days, and it's a really well used facility. So I know firsthand how important it is. It sometimes seems as though, why do we need a track? But I promise you, if you, as they say, if you build it, they will come.
Steve, that was helpful. At the heart of what we are offering the village, or what we want to deliver, are our juniors, the potential of our junior athletes and the passion that they have for the sport. There are quite a few of them here tonight. The progress that we've made in the last few years has been stunning. And I'm not going to read all of that out, I'm conscious of the time. But we're starting to deliver athletes that have got genuine potential at a regional, national and international level. And we're on that journey, and we're going to continue on that journey. But it's not just about what I think. These are the opinions of John Stacey, who's the Club and Coach Support Officer for England Athletics. And he's sent us a much longer letter that's even more sure and certain that we're going to deliver the champions of the future. He's behind the track proposal as well. But it's not just about performance at the highest level, it's about inclusivity. We've got 200 young people every week with participating with the Harriers. We've got junior and senior members from all around Sedgefield, from Fishburn, Trimdens, Ferry Hill, Wynyard, Carlton, Bishopton and much further afield. We are delivering hundreds of thousands of pounds of an equivalent of voluntary hours every year into this community from the coaches and other Harriers. And we're delivering health and fitness interventions that are transforming lives in this village and will continue to do so. And it's important that this facility isn't just for the Harriers, of course it's for us, but it's also for the colleges, the college and the schools. It's for other sports clubs and societies. We all saw the village games and the success of them last year. We can create a real lasting legacy of village games activities, and the track can be a focal point for some of that. And not just able-bodied sports people with disabilities. Graham Smith of the North East Bulls Wheelchair Rugby Club, which trains at the college, is delighted that we're trying to get a track there, a training track there. His athletes can use that as well. So we will reach out to all parts of the community. But bottom line, our opinion is, take some of these, add a bit of that, and ultimately and inevitably we'll get this. That's what we're going to deliver for Sedgefield. And we need your help to do it. We can do something truly amazing for Sedgefield and its residents and the surrounding area. But we need your support, we need your help, and we need that fighting fund that can get us up and running to allow us to do that. I showed these images of the grass track, in inverted commas, that our kids
and seniors try and train on at the moment to a certain person, and his response was this.
Hi, I'm David Thompson, and I can't believe that Sedgefield Harriers don't have their own track. Last couple of years they've been one of the most successful clubs in the country, and every weekend they have 200 or 300 young people down at the track running around and staying out of trouble. So get Sedgefield a track, whatever happens they need it. So back the track.
That's us. Thank you for your time. Happy to take some questions.
But I just wanted to say thank you so much for coming down tonight to support our proposal, because you guys are the future of our club. This is why we need a track in Sedgefield, to allow you to participate and develop your talent and achieve your potential. So the campaign starts, it's going to be talking about backing the track, left, right and centre, to as many people as possible, raising the profile, getting permission to build the track, and then raising the money so that we can do it. And we're going to need your help to do it, but it's also for you. So I hope you'll spread the word on our behalf as well, on behalf of Sedgefield Harriers.
Two questions really. One, I notice you're asking for £80,000. Your total cost is 450. Gap 370. From where? And the other one is slightly linked. Believe the college is a PFI. My experience of PFIs is every time you blink it costs you a £5. So how much is it going to cost to be up there? And what about your revenue ongoing?
Okay, on the funding side, one of the main pots that we'd look at initially would be Sports Match. Sport England administered pot. That would match pound for pound against private funding, which is its root. This is what this is. That gives us, obviously, takes us upward pretty much halfway to our total, from which we'll look for other private partners, other public funding where it allows and where we simply meet their agendas. We hit an enormous health agenda. As we know, there's massive health inequalities, not just in the North East, but particularly in this area. I've worked with PCTs down in Teesside, and there is funding available within those as the public health moves into local authority, that we can work in partnership with them to help us to achieve our aspirations around this track. Obviously we want to share with them our development plans around that, so that it's not just about building a facility, it's about longevity, it's about sustainability, it's about reaching out to all communities. But what I think we need from this is many of the other projects will, as what I'm sure, is a starting point to actually achieve those aspirations.
Yeah, also add to that, Scott, there are other funding streams coming online in the future, like the Community Infrastructure Levy, which we will be looking at. Well, you know, we're trying to deliver something very special in this year. So, you know, we're a positive group. We've got nearly 300 members one way or another. We're going to go out and raise the gap in the funding, you know, one way or another. And in terms of the PFI, we've been to see at least 2 other tracks where let's say the management of the site is not straightforward. We've had several and very positive discussions with Amber, who manage that site at the moment, and the college itself. And the bottom line is, if all we achieve is getting a good training track on that site for 20 years, and the Harriers have made the commitment to manage the track once it's on there. If all that we achieve is that for 20 years, then that's a generation of thousands of people who will benefit from that track and go on to enjoy a culture of sport and health in Sedgefield, and that surely is outstanding value for money, whichever way you look at it.
Hi Chris, hi Tim.
Hi Caroline.
I want to know where the track's going to go in the comp. When on the field, sorry.
Yeah, so the plan would be on the lower level, next to the fields, where we normally mark out a grass track as it is at the moment. That's where the track would go.
So what will happen to the under-12s football pitch?
There's further...
There's some debate, Caroline. We talked to the college, to Amber, Corelli who managed the site on behalf of Amber. So there's all this talks going about where the footprint would be. When we realised that it's not just going to 12-footy pitch, there's some senior teams coming in, so there's lots of debate to be had, but we think there's compromises to be made, and so on, so we think there's a way forward there. But it needs,
I'm not bothered about the men's pitch, Tim.
There are football clubs as well who have said, well, if this happens, how will that affect us? So we're looking at all of that and trying to find a way forward that, where everybody can get their needs met. That's what we're about.
Great, thank you. Good luck.
Process all of the time. Was the facility going to be available for wider community use? Is the facility going to be available during the day? Is the facility going to be available on an evening? Is it going to be available in school holidays? Is it going to be available at weekends? And all of those things, without the PFI, weren't easy, but happened with the support of the head teacher. And I wondered where you are with the track in that respect.
We train throughout the year. At the college, we train every week of the year, a couple of times a week. So I use the community gym, lots of people in this room do. So we're already using the community college at weekends, we're using it in the evening, we use it at school holidays, so that isn't an issue.
And we have had several discussions with both David Davis, the head at the college, David Broad, who's our key sort of contact at Amber, and they've all, genuinely positive and constructive, and very keen to work with us on delivering this project.
Sorry, Chris, would it be available only for the school and the Harriers, or would it be available for the wider community?
Wider community, that's absolutely one of our commitments. I've talked about the Wheelchair Rugby Club, who are delighted that this is possibly on the horizon, and there are other groups. I know Caroline isn't a fan of the men's football team, but I tried to play football for a lot of years for a Sunday league team, and I used to, during the summer, we would have fitness training sessions. I would run them because I was a bit of a runner. We'd use the track as well, or my former colleagues would reuse the track. And again, that's all part of the Harriers' commitment in terms of managing the facility.
The idea in terms of income and so on is the track could be used to hire to other schools from County Durham or Teesside surrounding areas, primary schools and so on. We are happy, clearly we've got to manage that, but we're happy for any group, whoever they are, to use the track in whatever way they want, as long as that's appropriate, and throughout the year.
And the Town Council have already met with Dave Davis, the head, and got his views on other groups, who don't include the athletics track, but other groups going up there. So we already met him for his views as part of the process for this. We've already met him, and he basically said a lot of what he...
By the sounds of it, there could be an under-12s displacement of an area that they use, or there needs to be some negotiations there. Can you just tell me what other areas you've looked at? Because I hear that you want to be at the community college. There's already been queries raised over the PFI situation, which you've answered some of that. But have you looked at how appropriate the facility is at Shildon? Have you looked at the facility that is hopefully possibly growing where the cricket club is? If you've got balls up there and rugby up there, it would seem appropriate that you could also consider a training track there. You probably have looked at them, but will you tell people here that at present, the process you've gone through and the reasons, if you have those people are aware of that?
I'm happy to do that, and by all means, guys, chip in. In terms of other facilities, well, first off, on Shildon, Shildon's a different. It's like comparing apples with pears. Shildon is a stadium. It's an 8-lane track, I believe, or 6 or 8 lane track.
Throws cage, and so on.
This is a training track that we're looking for. And at the moment, if you talk about sustainability in the green agenda, at the moment we're having to ferry in cars our juniors over to Shildon to train. So it's not a good message to send to young people or to from a sustainability point of view. And also when you think about where our members are, they're in Sedgefield, Fishburn, the Trimdens, Wheatley Hill, the sort of the east corridor of Durham. Shildon's not a natural place for us to go.
You can't get there on the bus, Maxine, as you all know. We get lots of kids walking to sessions, walking to training sessions. So although, as Chris said, we've got people from a number of areas. Shildon, I was over there the other day at the sports centre for a meeting, back shut. that is a county council facility. It's never open.
Yeah.
That isn't what we want to do in Sedgefield. So it's about children being 10 miles. It's almost 10 miles door to door, the Village Green to Sunnydale traffic shoulders. So there's issues about transport. There are no buses, so there's all these issues about picking training. Not everybody's got cars. Some people have several kids, can't work out the logistics. So we need something here.
And our other view on, in terms of the other part of your question, which relates to East Park, we certainly considered that. We had it was brought up at the Harriers Management Committee several times, discussed in detail. Our view is very clear that the college is absolutely the logical place to have an outdoor training track because it's aligned with the indoor facilities, because the infrastructure is there, because it's not going to be obtrusive on the immediate surrounding area, because the parking is there already in place. So we believe that's the right place to have a track. Another point is, actually, as members, as we're Harriers, but we're also residents of Sedgefield, I'm not sure we want to see any more development in East Park personally. That's the view of the management committee and many of our members. So keeping the junior and senior sections together, keeping the indoor and the outdoor elements of what we do as a base together at the community college is, in our view, the logical, the right, and the correct thing to do. And if it's not on, if it's not in any, strategic plans that exist at the moment, but it's in ours, and if there's a demand there, if it's going to ask the right questions, if it's going to, be used by the people of Sedgefield, if it's going to benefit the community of Sedgefield for a number of years, then let's go and get it.
We also looked at security, Maxine.
Yeah.
Sheila's already mentioned about the possible issues of the cricket club. But everybody uses the site there. So again, we think one of the reasons Chris said, I think the community college makes a lot of sense, but security is one of those issues as well.
Mm-hmm. Can I just add to that as well? One of the big barriers in terms of developing a sport and giving it some sustainability and longevity is about creating school-to-club links. And a lot of that barrier is physical distance between school kids in the day and the facilities they're able to access. This brings this right onto their doorsteps, and it's of course part of the reason that the school's very keen to be on board with this. But it also places us right at the heart of the school sport development agenda around legacy development as we move forward. We contribute to that massively already. We're going out into the community all the time delivering, whether it be up at Trimton Community College, where we go delivering twice a week, whether it be out in primary school, secondary school, all the rest of it. We're going out and we're reaching out to people. Here, this puts us right in the heart of where our future lies.
Thank you very much, Sedgefield Harriers.
Thank you.